Hi, this is BK Black Krishna from manforwars.com, where I'm promoting polite patriotism to stop people from being turned into rude, sketchy zombies making more, and instead, so nice ladies and gents can respect each other and teach kids to look, talk, and feel great, and locally discuss and share online info offline as nice, helpful people making better people and places to live. And on that, this video is called New Globalist Communism. Always bothered and bothering people like zombies who can only make more. And this is the new globalist communism. Basically, I'll explain this in a couple of parts. Globalism is super rich people trying to use international institutions to centrally control the world, central banking mafias and other sort of oligarchs who are looking to sort of centralize their power over the whole world by weakening people and countries and controlling them. And then there's communism. Why do they prefer communism? A lot of people like the term fascism. I prefer the term communism because, in my opinion, fascism, although it's the merger of corporate and state power and it's a broader term for communism, communism explains technique. Communism is what they use to specifically destroy people and places to live. They destroy people by attacking gender and history and culture and family and all the things that people use to empower each other and feel happy, and they destroy places to live by centralizing power there into the hands of a few and try to make everybody else equal and equally under their control and equally miserable. So that's the globalist communism. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure people are always bothered. The world is changing really fast. We're worried about the future. We're looking like the retro culture is great, but who knows what's going to happen? The weather's going to be bad in 20 years, or, we're all going to have to, be poorer because of the environment, or our kids are going to have it worse than we did, or the national debt is so big, or blah, 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 blah. So we're always bothered by a bunch of things. And because of the attacks on gender, we're always bothering people because guys aren't straight up, don't lie, look a man in the eye, stay polite and busy or friendly, out of the way and on the way, give each other some space, don't make each other uncomfortable. It's what are you looking at, not why aren't you looking at me? And then when guys do that with confident masculine strength meeting and confirming the same, confident feminine and child vulnerability can have them be graceful and distracting, give them a bit more space. Guys don't bother each other, don't scare no girls. Guys are cool, don't bother each other, don't scare no girls. Girls are happy you took the extra mile to sort of get out of their way and make sure they weren't bothered so they can be extra friendly with extra cool guys and they can put each other in a good mood. And then when they do that and they respect each other, then they're not bothered generally because they're being nice. And if they're bothered by something they heard, something in the media, something somebody said, then they can communicate well and they can not be bothered. They can be unbothered by that, right? So if we're nice to each other and I can see you're bothered, we can pay attention to each other. It's not hard to look at and talk to and listen to each other. It's not hard to respect each other. Then people can read each other. They can read your body language, read your facial expressions. They can see how you feel. And when you respect each other, then you can communicate well, and whatever's bothering you, you can help take care of. Instead of people who can solve problems that way, what we're having today is people who are full of problems and have problems and then cause problems because of how they act. And so they're always bothered and bothering people like zombies making more. Because once you do that, once you're always bothered, always messed up, and then you're always bothering people, always making them uncomfortable, acting rude and sketchy, touching your face to talk, force people to see you touch your face, or fake like you're shoving something in your mouth, or touch your head, or act like rude, ugly girls. Guys act like rude, ugly girls, make other guys put up with and act like them, and then make girls and kids do the same thing. Then you're always bothered and you're always bothering people. So you can't respect each other enough to deal with what's bothering you, whether it's personal problems or social problems or cultural or political issues. You can't respect each other enough to do that. So that's the new globalist communism. And the communists did this before when they killed 100 million people in the 20th century. They attacked gender, so people couldn't act nice enough to talk. Everyone had to be comrade. No more men and women. No more family unit being respected, and so on. No more religion, tradition, culture. Try and attack all of that. And then even if you were bothered by all of that, you were basically a zombie bothering people and making more. And the same thing is happening today. And so, you can map this out to your own experiences, not so much online, although there's some of that, but also offline. And this is also where it gets to the bitching, where you're supposed to be bitching. You're supposed to be messed up. Oh, so messed up by this. How's your day? Oh, it's okay. How about that? Oh, it's this and that. And then people talk like they're bitching, and then when they get sick of talking like they're bitching, they just act like they're bitching as part of this process. And that's why promoting polite patriotism is so important, because with polite patriotism, you've got nice, polite, respectful, helpful ladies and gents who are responsible for making sure they're cool, other people are cool, and where they live is cool, and they're fulfilled by that process. So instead of being sort of a helpless victim of everything and so on, fashionably bitching, you're responsible for making sure you don't, and showing and getting respect with other people to make sure you can deal with whatever problems you do have in a responsible way. And so that's polite patriotism, where you're responsible, happy, respectable, fulfilled adults, making sure everybody where you live is cool. And then you can solve each other's problems. You don't have to go to hell. You can live in a nice place with nice people to enjoy it with, right? And so this gets me to the offline information war, right? Online is fine, increasingly censored these days, herded into more digital ghettos, talking to people who think the same, like-minded individuals in different parts of the world, but not carrying yourselves like ladies and gents teaching kids to be, who respect each other where you live, so it's harder to connect there. So as part of the borderless matrix, we're sort of encouraged to do that more than to connect with each other. And this is where polite patriotism comes into play, where you can promote be nice, which everybody likes, and then more confident people can say or hear or allow to be said, get bad guys, where they're like, well, even if I don't want to, I'm happy there are some people doing that, and hopefully it has a positive effect and positive impact. And that's where you'll get the normal offline information war, meetings and meet and greet tables, like the Steven Crowder Change My Mind tables, or a group I was with, Toronto Truth Seekers, a few years ago, where we were at Yonge and Dundas in downtown Toronto, and thousands of people around in the heart of the city in the summer, and we were politely getting along with each other, politely getting along with people who engaged with us, and politely ignoring people that were walking by that wanted to be ignored and respected for it. And so meetings, meet and greet tables, posters, flyers, and more can work where you live as part of this process if this is something that people want to do. Otherwise, people are always bothered and bothering people like zombies who can only make more, because you're all messed up. I'm all bothered. And then you're always messing with people. Oh, rude, sketchy, force you to see me. Look sketchy, force you to see me. Force you to see me. Force you to look at my body in a sexually harassing way. Force you to put up with me. And then, because you're always bothered and you're always bothering people, you can never respect people and discuss what's bothering you to sort of fix it. And so you're always bothered and bothering people like zombies, making more zombies. And that's what we've got to deal with. So I just want to quickly put that out there for people that aren't aware of this, but you can map this to your own existence where you live. Feel free to check out manforwars.com for more on that. And on that note, BK Black Krishna for manforwars.com. Feel free to comment, subscribe, get in touch, or donate to support the manforwars.com efforts. The more support I get for these ideas, the more people will realize there's support for these ideas, and the more these ideas will have currency, and we're good to go from there. Otherwise, it's difficult to, because people have trouble respecting each other and trusting this and that, and then different ideas, even if they're 100% provable with millions of people like I've done in Toronto, are tough for people to get behind as they're weakened and disempowered as part of this process. So that's on manforwars.com. Otherwise, as I said, comment, subscribe, get in touch, or financially support. See below. BK Black Krishna for manforwars.com. Hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.